Endless Love is about young love. That is about a young man, David, who is trying to have a new beginning in his life, struggling with a history that kind of follows him around, and he meets Jade Butterfield and falls hopelessly in love with her. And the struggle with trying to overcome her protective father, and her journey is about escapism and wanting adventure, and it's the hurdles those two have to come over or get over to be together. I guess the theme of the movie is young love, is love comes first, and I think that we've all been through that experience in our life, that first love that we I guess the word is obsessed with, because nothing else matters. Not obsessed in a negative way, but obsessed in the fact of like, that's all that you live for. And I've certainly had that, and I'm sure you've had that, and it's an amazing feeling to have that feeling of being in love and not worrying about anything. And there's actually a scene in the movie with Bruce Greenwood, and I talk about how, you know, nothing else matters, and he turns around and goes, well, what about, you know, mortgages and financing and all adult things? And David turns around so sweetly and he looks at Jade and he says, he goes, but doesn't love come first? And I think that's really the subject matter that really catched me to want to do this movie, that feeling of just pure love. It's so interesting to me because when you fall in love with someone and you're in a serious relationship, you forget about the factors of having to fall in love with their mother and their father and their brother and their sister and their cousins and auntie, and it comes with a family, you know. And I guess that's what the struggle David has in the movie is the conflict between him and Jade's father, because Jade's father has obviously lost a son and is very protective towards his daughter and sees David as this threat. I've never had to experience that, thankfully. I've always been very lucky with my girlfriend's families, but it's interesting. We shot in Atlanta, and we got there a month before, and they brought in this woman called Joan, who is this incredible, crazy, fantastic woman, and we did these exercises where we built trust and friendship and loyalty and love, and really like became, I guess, best friends through this situation. Because the problem with the fact is that I'm 23, turning 24, and I think she's 24. And when you're 24, you want to be 30. So you act 30. Like, you want to be a grown-up. You're like, you know. And so we play 18, and when you're 18, you're naive. You're in love. You don't know about the world, and I certainly didn't. And so it was about that time space bringing us back to being these children, you know, and having no mentality of, you know, the real world and, you know, the struggles that we have to endure as being an adult. It's just about being a pure child and being purely in love. And I think that experience for me was incredible. That was worth just doing this movie for. I'm a hopeless romantic, so I look on the movie and I'm soppy and I melt. And but to hear that people like the movie is always it's a nice feeling for me.